To West Africa now, where Nigeria is working towards responding to the needs of its citizens' mental and emotional well-being. This is meant to help ward off cases of depression and loneliness. Sophia Adengo sought more views on this from a counsellor.
They have to come to terms with the fact that they actually feel isolated, that they are lonely, even if not with perspective of environmental factors or physical factors of people around you, but mentally, when you're having, and usually they can't come to terms with this if they are on their own. They need to talk to somebody, an expert, or somebody outside their usual environment, to get them to understand that you actually are experiencing this. But you have to pull yourself up to a level where you actually come to terms with the fact that, what, I am having this issue and I need to deal with it. Because if they don't do that, it can span to long-term issues of depression, which could cause bring risk of cardiovascular diseases and all of that. But the first step is coming to terms with the fact that you're dealing with loneliness and that you need to take treatment course to get over it. Usually what is recommended is therapy.
So speaking from political and sort of policy point of view, we now know that the UK Prime Minister has appointed a Minister for Loneliness. And also here in Nigeria, they've also appointed, governor or commissioners who are responsible for happiness and responsible for happiness maybe within family units. How important is it for policy to get involved with persons who are dealing with such an individual issue?
Or at community level, or maybe important stakeholders coming to terms with the fact that it's actually an issue to have depressed persons walking around in our societies. When you create awareness that there is something going on and it's eating at the hearts of our viable population, we need to get to them. We need to get them talking. We need to get them exercising their rights to actually do what they want to do. And even if it's not something that goes in line with what we want, we can meet ourselves somewhere and see that they get what they want and we also get what we want. Maybe get important figures in a country. We have our artists doing so well. Maybe if they have musics or songs rather, that talk about these issues and the fact that loneliness is actually something that is prevalent, and even it doesn't select.
It's often our experience that the elderly demographic or older people seem to go through more instances or bouts of being lonely. How do you think that as a counselor and as a professional, as an expert, that we can reach these elderly populations?
It's more of ensuring that the elderly people are kept in link with the younger generation. They want to understand, how did you get, wrinkles? How did you... And the elderly have stories to tell. They always have stories. So when you give them a population that engages them in sharing their experiences, they usually feel less lonely, they feel more appreciated and more valuable to their environment than just sitting down there. We have these groups, or if it's not religious, cultural, tribal orientations, we have these meetings. And if you find the most persistent attendees are those who are elderly, because that's the opportunity to meet with people who maybe grew up at the same time they grew up, have the same stories or have the same backgrounds or experiences, and they can actually have that, even if it's 2-hour, 3-hour meetings, to actually remind themselves of what it was like for them when it was their prime.